I'm taking over Manchester United for 10 seasons. Now, usually, whenever we do a Man United takeover, it's always because they're struggling. But this time, under Michael Carrick, things do feel different. Man United might actually be back. They've qualified for Champions League. Bruno Fernandes is out here breaking records. And I want to try and take this momentum forward over the next decade and see if we can bring back the glory days of Man United. Now, for that, we do have a checklist of challenges, like winning 25 trophies. I feel like I'm going to have to channel my inner Sir Alex Ferguson to pull that off. We also need to win 3 Champions League trophies, which, by the way, is going to be crazy. Because so far in Man United's 148-year history, they've only managed to win 3 UCLs, and we're going to have to equal that in like 10 years. Also, we need to try and win a treble. For our 4th challenge, we need to be painting Manchester red again, finishing above Man City 5 times in the Premier League. Now, these are all challenges relating to our on-the-pitch performances, but our 5th challenge, we got to develop 5 British players to a 90+ overall. And to be honest, maybe this is something that Man United needs, because back during their prime, they had such a good British score, and I guess over this next decade, I want to try and build something similar. Kicking off season 1, and it feels so good that we're not seeing that diabolical Ruben Amorim tactical system. Michael Carrick has just kept things simple. A 4-2-3-1 with players playing in the right positions, and look at the difference. Honestly though, I want to take things one step further. I feel like if we really want to take the fight to clubs like City and Arsenal, apart from, of course, big money signings, I feel like tactically there's also a lot we need to do. And I feel like maybe we can take a bit of inspiration from what Luis Enrique has been doing at PSG, a 4-3-3 flat system with everybody contributing and doing their job. And honestly, this looks really good, especially with Kobbie Mainoo and Bruno Fernandes in that midfield. I feel like Casemiro here would have been perfect, but because we're starting this takeover in the 26-27 season, Casemiro has left and joined Al Nassr, but also Barcelona have secured the buy-on clause on Rashford, so he's gone. Same can be said with Rasmus Højlund. He's going to be at Napoli. Signings-wise, there's a lot I think we need to do now. Replacing Casemiro in the midfield is going to be huge. And at the back, there are a few aging players. Now that I look at this team, I'm kind of impressed at what Michael Carrick has done, getting this squad Champions League football above Liverpool. But okay, we now need to take it forward, and let's see what kind of money we're looking at. 139 million. I feel like that's solid. But wait a minute, before we make our first signing, we do have an unexpected event, and yeah, this is gonna be a seasonal occurrence. Now, what do we have here? A message from Bruno. Boss, I'm tired of carrying Man United. If this season we don't win a major trophy, I will look to leave for the sake of my career. Okay, guys, can I even blame Bruno Fernandes for this? The season he's just had for Man United, breaking records. I mean, you could make an argument that he's the best player in the Premier League, but yeah, he's kind of got nothing to show for it, and now he's losing patience. He's 31, and to be honest, even I feel like if we can't deliver a major trophy for him, it might just be best to let him go and win things elsewhere. But I'm hoping we won't let it come to that, because I do feel like with a couple of signings, we could challenge for the Premier League trophy. First, though, we got to sort out the Casemiro replacement. Now, there's a Brazilian everyone's been linking to Man United, the man from Atalanta, Edison, and I do quite like this option, especially if you look at his stats. Very versatile. Can you imagine him, Kobbie Mainoo, and Bruno in the midfield? And plus, I think we could get him for a really good price. Now, although Man United are a super rich club, we don't have the oil money or the state sponsorships. Besides, we do have a board that at some point you just know will want to try and pull out profits from the club. So yeah, we're gonna have to be really smart with how we use our money. I want to try and get this deal done for under 40 million. Well, looks like that's not gonna happen. But okay, 42 million, let's meet in the middle. And so with one Brazilian leaving Man United, we've got another one joining. Welcome, Ederson. By the way, I just converted Bruno to a centre mid, and his overall actually went up to 89. Did the same with Kobbie Mainoo, and he's up to a 79. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, that we might not get the best out of Bruno playing him in a deeper role. But don't worry, guys. We're giving Bruno the complete freedom to play as a playmaker. Okay, I'm not pretty happy with our midfield, but there's just so much more to do. I mean, we could do with a left back upgrade, a centre back upgrade as well. Probably right back, goalkeeper. Maybe not right wing, because Mbumo is awesome. And I don't mind Cunha on the left as well. But Sesko ratings-wise is on the lower side. But okay, let's focus one position at a time. And that's why I'm thinking Lewis Hall could be the play. He's actually moved to RB Leipzig, but I'm sure he'd be keen to join Manchester United, and he'd be a really useful signing because of our British objective. He's only 21. He can easily get to above a 90 overall. 44 million to bring Lewis Hall to Manchester United. Okay, how many British players we've got in the team right now? Lewis Hall, Mainu, there's Maguire, but I can't expect him to get to a 90 overall. The fact that we've only got 2, I feel like that needs to change. But man, it's going to be a struggle to bring in more players because we're already down to 46 million and the team is nowhere near good enough to challenge for the Premier League. At this rate, we will end up losing Bruno Fernandes. I guess we are going to have to make some sacrifices, and offer coming in for Jadon Sancho. To be honest, I didn't really want him anyways. Aston Villa weren't willing to pay his buy clause, so I guess that's how we have him still at the club. But I'll take this money from Spurs, bro. Also, an offer coming in from Brentford for Harry Maguire, 10.4 million. I feel like Maguire has redeemed himself as a Man United player. He was such a meme before, but saying that, he's also 33. I feel like we got to use this opportunity to cash in. And look at that, boys. The budget is back up to 89 million. But there is more to come because I've got a 43.6 million pound offer for Matthias de Ligt, and I want to take it. This is a good chance for us to maybe bring in a British player for our challenges as well. I'm taking the money. And now with de Ligt gone, I can't see a better centre-back option than Jared Brandtwaite. He's English, 80 rated. And also, it's former Man United manager David Moyes helping us out. Welcome to the Red Devils, Brandtwaite. Bro, it really feels like a new era for Man United. We've already made 3 signings, but we still have 99 million to do more. But I think now we're going to have to start making decisions. I can either maybe make an improvement in the right back spot because Masraoui is 28. Then, of course, there's the goalkeeper position where I'm not sure about Lemens. He's got potential. He's 24, so if we trust him, he could end up giving us the Premier League. But that might take time, and we don't have time. Bruno Fernandes wants to win now. Of course, I also have to think about the striker position because I'm not sure if we should trust Sesko or not. Okay, guys, I may have actually cooked here. I've just converted Cunha to a striker. Yes, he lost that 1 overall, but I'm sure he'll gain it back super quickly. Look at his shooting stats, bro. He can easily play in that striker position. So now we'll have Cunha play there, and we can probably look for a really good left winger. And I feel like Newcastle fans are gonna hate me for this, but how good would Anthony Gordon be down that left side? He'd be another British player that we can try and grow to a 90 overall. And I'm sorry, Newcastle fans, I am doing it. Anthony Gordon to Manchester United. It's done. I still feel, though, that if we want to win the Premier League, we are gonna need a better goalkeeper than Lemens. And you know what? Maybe bringing in an experienced goalkeeper, kind of fill the gap until Lemens grows, might be the play, and Emi Martinez would be perfect. In fact, there were a lot of rumors linking him to Man United, but it never really worked out. And I feel like now is the time for us to do something about it. 20 million, and the World Cup winner is joining Man United. Now, after 5 signings, I'm still not confident if we've given Bruno Fernandes a team to win the Premier League. But I think we've made really smart acquisitions, young players that can really grow in their overall. And I do really like this tactical system we've come up with. But let's make our way through the first season and basically see if we get to keep Bruno. Oh, and by the way, his contract expires at the end of the season. So in case we don't win a major trophy, Bruno's gonna just end up leaving for free. And we don't want that. End of the season and maybe having Bruno in a deeper role wasn't the play. Because look at his assist count, it dropped off massively. Although players in our attack absolutely cooked. Anthony Gordon, what a season. Up to an 87 already. 27 goals. And Mbumo did a great job as well with 23. Cunha up top in the striker role did well. Lewis Hall in the left back spot balled out as well, up to an 86 overall. In fact, the team on paper actually looks so much better than what we started out with. And guess what? It does result in a trophy as well. We won the Carabao Cup. I'll absolutely take that trophy #1. Now, it's not going to be enough to convince Bruno to stay. He wants a major trophy. Also, I feel like Newcastle absolutely hate us. Because, man, we signed 2 of their key players, and now we beat them in a final. Okay, now let's see what happened in the Champions League, and we aren't in the top 8. We end up finishing 16th. Oh, man. And knocked out in the playoffs by Bayer Leverkusen. Well, so it all comes down to the Premier League. And oh, wow, this is even worse than I thought. 6th in the Premier League. How? I thought our team was easily good enough to finish above the likes of Chelsea and Arsenal. Man City end up destroying the league. But 6th, that's all we could do? To be fair, if you look at it from an objective manner, I'd say it was a successful season. We got off the mark trophies-wise. So much growth with players like Gordon, Lewis Hall, Edison. Even our backup goalkeeper Lemens is up to an 84 overall. Soon he's going to be a starter over Emi. But all our efforts get overshadowed by the fact that we're letting Bruno Fernandes leave for free. Can't even blame him. The service he's given Man United for all these years. I'm at least happy we got him a Carabao Cup before leaving. And of course, it's Barcelona capitalizing on another free agent signing. I guess I've got to be happy for Bruno. He's going to end up winning a lot of trophies there. But now for Season 2, we don't have Bruno. And budget-wise, we're still restricted a bit. 136 million to bring in a replacement and other signings. We've got a lot to do in Season 2. And before that, we do have an unexpected event. Ineos wage cap. After losing Bruno on a free and missing out on Champions League football. The owners have imposed a strict wage ceiling. No new signing can earn more than 100,000 per week this season. Like Ineos, why? We just lost Bruno. Of course, I was planning on bringing in a superstar. Like, I had genuinely ideas of maybe bringing in Jude Bellingham. With all the chaos happening at Real Madrid, could be kind of cool to bring him back to England. He would instantly help us with the British challenge. But yeah, look at his wages, bro. 540,000. We are not signing a big superstar. Also, boys, with no Champions League, our budget remains the same, 136 million. I feel like we're gonna have to get creative to replace Bruno. But honestly, I'm thinking maybe there's other stuff we could also do this season. Like get a right back. If there's money left, maybe an upgrade on Lisandro Martinez. But again, we have to abide with the 100k wage cap. Honestly, I may have underestimated this challenge because I'm looking at Scott McTominay. Would have loved to bring him back. Look at his wages currently at Napoli, 140,000. He's not going to accept a pay cut. Even a player like Morgan Rogers playing at Aston Villa, he's making more than 100k. Another option I've got is Nico Paz. A bit similar in playstyle to Bruno, I'd say. He's got a good eye for goal, assists as well. But he's currently making 99,000 per week. I don't know if he's going to accept less than 100k. If he asks for a big wage bump, it's going to be impossible to sign him. But you know what? Let's give this a shot. Because if we can't get Nico Paz, I feel like I don't have many other options I can look at. So, firstly, I'm just trying to get a transfer deal done. And we are going to have to pay big money for him. 65 million. Actually, way more than that. 84 million now. Let's try and get a deal at like 75. And there you go. But this is now the challenging bit. Is Nico Paz going to accept 100,000 fee? That's the maximum we can go. Moment of truth, boys. I'm submitting the offer. He's accepted. Let's go. It looks like we have found our Bruno Fernandes replacement. Nico Paz, former Real Madrid talent. Really developed well at Como under Cesc Fabregas. Okay, this hurts a little bit. I converted Nico Paz to a centre mid. Went down to an 82. But I think he's got a lot of time to grow and learn that position. But now we've got to figure out how else can we improve this team. I reckon we should focus on the right back spot. And I'm thinking if we can find a British player here, it might work out well, because right now we've got Lewis Hall, Brantwaite, Mainu, and Anthony Gordon. We need one more. Oh, this could end up working real nice. Reece James, because he's moved to Leverkusen, earning about 96,000 per week, I think we might have a chance to sign him for under 100k. Ooh, we might be lacking funds to pull this off. Maybe I'm gonna need to do a swap deal. To be honest, I don't mind putting in Mazraoui in this deal. Chucking in like 30 million as well. No surprises, Leverkusen don't want him. Maybe they'll want Diogo Dalot. We'll chuck in a little bit more cash for him, 40 million, and they're gonna think about it. Oh no. I do really want Reece James at Man United, because I do feel like he's 27. He's still got a chance to get to that 90 overall. It should be really helpful. Leverkusen have come in with a solid counter offer, but I still don't have the funds for this. I kind of need them to accept like a swap deal here, and they're just not doing that. I'm gonna have to end negotiations right now. But guys, I do have a plan. Just sold Mazraoui to Chelsea, and now we do have the financial power to bring in Reece James, but negotiating his contract right now, and will he accept the 100k in wages, or will he ask for more? Because if he asks for more, we're just gonna have to end negotiations. And he's accepted. Let's go. It was really difficult to improve our team this season with the limitations, but with Reece James coming in, also Nico Paz, I feel like definitely we're good enough to get back into the Champions League. Also, this season, I kind of want to see Lamens take his game to the next level. Maybe even become a starter over Emi Martinez. But yep, the one thing I'm worried about, no Bruno. What kind of impact is that going to have? Wait, I totally forgot that we were in the Conference League. And come on, guys, with the opposition we've got here, young boys who we destroyed, Osasuna who we cooked as well. This should be theoretically an easy final. And you know what? If we're chasing 25 trophies, I need to be collecting every trophy like this. And to be honest, the team looks so much better now. Look at Nico Paz up to an 86 and Boomo 90. We should be winning this. And we do. Nico Paz scored as well. What a signing. Trophy number 2. Not gonna lie, Nico Paz has made me forget about Bruno. 18 assists, 13 goals as well. Solid seasons up top from Mbumo, Cunha as well. But hang on, the team fell apart in the Premier League. What happened? 10th? That is absolutely embarrassing. Arsenal win the Premier League? No. With this team that we've got, how on earth have we finished 10th? Bro, this, I don't know how to explain this. Look at how good this team is right now. Probably the one weak link you could say is Lisandro Martinez. Maybe Cunha is not getting enough goals, but still 10th. Remember, we do have a challenge where we need to finish 5 times above Man City. 2 seasons in, we've not done it even once. We don't win the FA Cup as well. No Carabao Cup this time. Now, we will be in the Europa League next season thanks to the Conference League. But man, we've got to fix up, because another result like this, I feel like the board might just sack me. Heading into season 3, and And this is not what I want to see. Nico Paz had a special Real Madrid clause in his contract. And upon our failure to qualify for Champions League football, it has now been activated. I cannot believe this, man. We lost out Bruno Fernandes before, and now the same thing has happened again. Nico Paz. To be honest, it's our fault when we bring in talents like this. We don't get Champions League, they're gonna walk away. I guess we should feel lucky that it's only Nico Paz who's going. And there's Nico Paz in a Madrid shirt. The annoying thing is we're gonna have to once again be on the hunt. The good thing is no more 100,000 wage cap rule, so we can go big. Well, maybe not that big, because our budget has been stripped down to 110,000, and I'm sure majority of that just came from Nico Paz's sale. If there is a way I can improve both our midfield as well as our backline, that could be huge, because I think we need an upgrade over Lisandro Martinez. Okay, wait, there are a couple of players we can sell like Xerxes. We don't need him. We have Sesko, we've got Cunha. I think we can also get rid of Lisandro Martinez and then go big on a centre-back if possible. And now with the wage cap gone, I'm thinking Morgan Rogers could be a solid addition into our midfield. Oh man, the Premier League tax is crazy. Why is he so expensive? 80 million for Morgan Rogers feels kind of crazy, but hey, we've got our man. He's got big shoes to fill, man, because Nico Paz had a crazy good season. Meanwhile, some important player sales have gone through. Xerxes to Brentford will take the 30 mil, and also another 30 million from selling Licha. All right, boys, 80 million now, and we need to get a centre-back that can get us out of the mid-table in the Premier League, push us beyond. Because to be honest, I do feel like we've got the team to win the Premier League. We're maybe just missing that experience at the back. Okay, I was keen on signing Sven Botman, but nah, man, I feel like we've rated Newcastle quite enough. I'm trying to see if there are any English centre-backs we could go for, but honestly, in the end, it was only these two that looked really good, and none of them are English. Talking about Murillo from Brazil, a lot of Premier League experience playing for Nottingham, but Mickey van de Ven, bro, fastest centre-back in the world. But since in real life, he's kind of been part of a relegation-threatened Spurs team, I'm not sure if he's the man we should sign to try and win the league. Murillo feels a lot more rock solid, and okay, I think his contract's expiring, because look at the price we could get him for. Nah, guys, at 40 million, this is just an unbelievable deal. To be honest, looking at our team this season, I don't know if we were better than last season because Nico Paz is gone. Morgan Rogers as a centre mid took a hit in his overall. He's down to 84. I guess it all depends on how big of an impact Murillo can have. Now, we were in the Europa League this season, unbeaten so far. Knocked out AC Milan. Could this be another trophy we get? Well, no, because Newcastle knock us out. And they end up winning the trophy. Bro, they got their revenge for us stealing Lewis Hall and Anthony Gordon. How did we let this happen? This was an important trophy we could win. Get our ticket into the Champions League as well. Also, it doesn't look like we've won any of the cup competitions. The only thing that's left this season is the Premier League. Surely we can't have 3 straight disappointing seasons with Man United. And no, we don't, because we end up winning the league. How do we do that? 1 point over Man City. And this is big because we finish above them. Helps us out with the challenges. That's trophy number 3 secured. And maybe it could be the start of a new era at Manchester United, because we're going to be in the Champions League next year. And oh my, I can now see why this team was able to win the Premier League. Lewis Hall up to a 91 overall. Anthony Gordon 90 as well. That's 2 out of the 5 British players we need to get to that rating. Just Brantwaite, Rogers and Reece James. They get there, we should be done. Actually, we've now got 6 players in contention, even Menu. We have built a really solid English core. But come on, guys, now is the time to push on. Defend our Premier League title, win more trophies. Time to crack on with Season 4. But wait a minute, Newcastle have declared war. They've submitted 2 record-breaking bids for Lewis Hall and Anthony Gordon. And the Manchester United owners want to cash in on at least one of them. And that means we're going to have to make a choice. To be honest, Newcastle are the richest club in the world. We kind of let them qualify for the Champions League as well by getting knocked out by them. That's what's got them all this extra money, probably. For which one of these 2 players we see going back to Newcastle? This is going to put our British challenge back down to 1. The fact that Anthony Gordon was the Premier League's player of the season, but I'm still leaning towards picking him and letting him go, simply because Lewis Hall is younger, and I think it would be a lot harder to find a left back to replace him, whereas there are plenty of attackers that we could maybe go for. And looks like Newcastle do get their revenge. Anthony Gordon is back with them. Now, the good news is because we did finally qualify for Champions League, even we have a war chest. 180 million to spend. And honestly, there's only a couple of things we need to do. Get that left winger. And to be honest, I'm also looking for maybe some squad depth. So if some money's left, we'll look to maybe bring in a midfielder. Bruno. And you know what, boys? I think I've set my sights on Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. I feel like this guy has got Man United DNA in him. He would fit right in here at Manchester United. The only problem, that price. I don't know how we're going to lure him from PSG. I'm trying out 130 million. And okay, wait, 136 and we can get a deal. I might struggle to sign a midfielder after this, but we are getting one of the best wingers in football. And that's how you replace a player like Anthony Gordon. Let's go. Now with 31 million left, signing a good midfielder is going to be tricky, but I do have a plan. Having to sell a couple of players like Malacia and Bayandi that we don't really need. And now my plan is to bring back Bruno Fernandes. I know what you're thinking. He's 34. But you know what? Now that we've finally got Man United winning, I want to give back to Bruno. Get him part of this winning squad. Get him some trophies at our club. Besides that, because of his age, I think we could get him for under 40 million. And I really hope Bruno's enjoyed the sunshine at Barcelona, because he's about to get back to Manchester. Now, to be honest, with Bruno's current overall, I feel like he could still end up playing a big part in this team. I just really want to give him the Premier League title, so let's hope we can win it. Wait a minute, Bruno Fernandes? He ended up playing every single game pretty much. Went up in his overall to 87. What even is Bruno, guys? Okay, but we did have to face a bit of disappointment losing the Community Shield. Also, no cups. And we can't defend our Premier League title, bro. 15 points behind City. But hang on a second. Out of nowhere, we're in the Champions League final. How on earth did this happen? I mean, to be fair, ratings-wise, the team is good enough to win everything. Reece James is now up to a 90 overall, which means we're back to having 2 British players above 90. Just need Brantwaite, Rogers, and Mainu to get the job done. But the bigger thing is that we've got an opportunity to win the Champions League. We need to win 3 in this takeover. This would be number 1. That to win the 4th season. Also, boys, I think we gotta put Bruno in the team. I'm gonna put him instead of Edison. I cannot believe we were able to bring back Bruno and give him a Champions League final with Man United. I'm really hoping he delivers here. And yes, he did get subbed off for Mason Mount, but we did the job. 3-1 against Dortmund. Trophy number 4 has been secured, and the fact that it's the Champions League is crazy. But there's still a lot more we need to try and achieve, like winning a treble. But also, we're kicking off Season 5 with some breaking news. Bruno Fernandes has announced his retirement from football. This is going to be his last season at Man United, but he has demanded the squad to get him that Premier League trophy. Now, if we pull this off, great, Bruno retires in style. But the problem is, if we fail, the squad's morale is going to drop, and every player in the lineup is going to get a -2 on their overall. Okay, guys, this is a really bad challenge, because if by chance we fail to win the Premier League, someone like Reece James would drop down to an 88, and he won't be able to get back up to a 90, and it'd be a struggle trying to complete the British challenge that we've got. So yeah, we have no choice but to somehow win the Premier League. Now, we've done it before, and I'm wondering what's missing to get this team to do it again. And honestly, I don't want to make any changes. We just came off from winning the Champions League. Let's trust this squad to get the job done. I feel like I'm going to regret not making any signings, bro, because if we don't win the Prem, the overall reductions in our squad are going to be so brutal. By the way, if you think we can retire Bruno with the Premier League, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Maybe it'll bring some luck. And looks like you guys did bring the luck. We do win the UEFA Super Cup, trophy number 5. Oh, also we managed to win the Carabao Cup, beating City in the final. Trophy number 6. No FA Cup though, which is annoying. And hold on, we've just made back-to-back Champions League finals. What? This time it's going to be Real Madrid though. Bruno's final season, man, and he's absolutely cooked. Stats-wise, not the best, but at the age of 36, still holding his overall and playing pretty much every single game. But wait a minute, he's going to retire without the Premier League, because City end up beating us to it, and by a big margin, 12 points. How does Pep Guardiola and City keep doing this, man? The fact that our team is this good, even Morgan Rogers now up to a 90 overall, so that's 3 British players who've got that overall sorted. But well, it's now going to be just 1, because all our first 11 players are getting a -2 downgrade. And not gonna lie, boys, this is a brutal downgrade, especially considering the older players like Reece James. I don't know if they can recover back their overall. Mainu down to 85 hurts as well. We're back down to just 1 player being above 90 overall for the British challenge. Well, I guess funny thing is Bruno retains his rating, so he could still actually help us win the Champions League final, because we will start him. Final game for Bruno Fernandes, and I'm really hoping he can help us win the Champions League. We need it after this rough season, and we do get it, man. Kvicha coming up clutch. By the way, Valverde getting subbed off for Tchouaméni. That would have been spicy to watch. But anyways, trophy number 7 for Manchester United. And now we're bidding farewell to Bruno. But I can't lie, boys, he has left this squad in a bit of a mess with the downgrade. And there's still so much we need to do in terms of our challenges. Next season, we got to try and figure out a way to get back to winning the Premier League. But now with Bruno gone, looks like there's a captaincy crisis at the club. And there are 3 senior players who want that armband. Mbeumo is one of them. Reece James is the other one. And surprisingly, Kobbie Mainoo. To be honest, Mainoo's from the academy, so it makes sense he wants the armband now. He's got the experience. But oh, this is crazy. Whoever we give the armband gets a +3 on their overall. But the players we reject, their morale drops and they get a -2. Wait a minute. This means we could get Reece James above that 90 overall. That could help with the challenges, but if we do that, Mainoo drops down to like an 83. He's never then getting to a 90. Honestly, Mbeumo, I'm fine with a -2. He'll still be 90 rated, which is good. For me, it's between Mainoo and Reece James. And you know what? Because Mainoo's younger, I think I'm going with him. Let's give Kobbie Mainoo the armband. Now, it is annoying to see Reece James drop down to an 86. But by making Kobbie Mainoo the captain, he's gone up to an 88. I think we should be able to get him, Brantwaite, and Morgan Rogers at some point to a 90 overall. Reece James is going to be a bit impossible. That means I think we are going to have to be on the lookout for another English player. Well, not necessarily English, because Irish would work as well.
I'm done. No!
And Evan Ferguson, up to an 87 overall, currently playing for Brighton. If we bring him in as our main striker over Cunha, I think in a few seasons he easily crosses that 90 overall. And you know what? Since Cunha's overall dipped down to 91, he's 32. Might be the best time to offload him. First though, for 80 million, we are securing the signing of Evan Ferguson. And now we're offloading Matheus Cunha. By the way, I was able to sell him to Real Madrid for 151 million. And there's a reason I want that big money. Because it is time for Manchester United to make a statement. Jude Bellingham, bringing him back to England, saving him from all the chaos at Real Madrid. 93 rated as well, so he'll instantly help us with the British challenge. And I'm not going to hesitate, boys. It's time to bring Bellingham back to England. And that too in a Manchester United shirt. And okay, guys, with Bellingham, this midfield is absolutely ridiculous. Surely it gets us back to winning the Premier League. Okay, it looks like we're off to a good start for the season. UEFA Super Cup in the bag, trophy number 8. Oh, no Carabao Cup. But we do win the FA Cup for the first time in this challenge. Getting revenge on Newcastle, we'll take that. Trophy number 9. Now, we could end up doing the domestic double if we win the Premier League, which, oh my days, we do. But look at the gap. Same points as City. 1 extra goal that we scored. That's what made the difference. And I guess Mbeumo coming in with 22 goals and Evan Ferguson, first season with Man United, coming in with 21. That made the difference. That's now trophy number 10. And also the second time we finished above Man City so far. But it looks like we can't have it all. Man City knocked us out from the Champions League. But wait a minute, guys. We are so close to completing the British challenge. Lewis Hall, 93. Morgan Rogers has gone up to 90. Kobbie Mainoo up to 90. I'm so glad we chose to make him captain. Bellingham is already at a 93. Next season, as long as Evan Ferguson or Brantwaite get up to a 90 overall, that's going to be the challenge done. It looks like for Season 7, a war is brewing. The Manchester War. The board wants us to win a rivalry war against Man City. If we win this war, we get to give one player in our first 11 a +3 overall boost. But if we lose this war, we're going to have to sell 150 million worth of players next season. And to be honest, we need to start finishing above Man City in the Premier League. So I'm ready to take them on in this rivalry war. Now, we're going to be using the point system to see who wins the rivalry. Whoever wins the Premier League gets 3 points. Whoever wins any domestic cups gets 2 points. Any community shields or super cups gets 1. Champions League, of course, will be 5. There's also bonus points for golden boots. And also a bonus point for every win against each other. Now, to be honest, in terms of squad, I don't see the need to change anything. We made a lot of changes last season. Evan Ferguson is just getting better. I mean, we could maybe get a better right back as Reece James is 32. But I still feel like it could give us a few more years. Our bench is looking solid as well with players like Ederson, Amad Diallo, 88 rated. I think we're ready to take on City. And no way, guys, we're starting off with the Community Shield final. And this is actually pretty darn huge, because if we win the Community Shield, we're going to get 1 point, but also beating our rival gets us another point. We could end up starting off this rivalry war with a 2-point advantage. Not going to be easy, though, because I just saw Man City have signed Vitinha. What a team they have. But okay, let's see if we can get the win. The Community Shield will be a trophy as well. No! On penalties, man. That is brutal. Man City now lead this rivalry war with 2 points, but it's a long season ahead. Okay, now we're getting up to face Man City in the Premier League. We could claw back a point here. Also, the good news is we're looking really good in the title race. We've had a good start to the Premier League season. The only thing is, am I going to regret not making enough signings? I still feel like the team is insane. And by the way, I just realized we've completed the British Challenge. Evan Ferguson has got up to a 90 overall, which means as it currently stands, 5 players in our starting 11 from Britain are above that 90 overall. And finally, that's the first challenge that we've knocked off. But come on, let's now focus on this rivalry war. We need to get a result against City, and it's a draw, which means nobody's going to get a point, and that's probably favoring Man City. Now, wait a minute. We faced Man City early on in the Carabao Cup. Hey, could be a chance to get some bragging rights, knocking them out, taking a point. But come on, man. City just constantly seem to get the better of us. They're now on 3 points, and we're knocked out of the Carabao Cup. By the way, even in the league, Man City have made a comeback. In fact, they're literally unbeaten. We're still leading the Premier League by a couple of points, but we've now got our second league game against them. And surely we just can't keep losing to them, man. Our team is too good for this. And finally, we get a win, and this time it's a big win, 3-0. At least we get 1 point back in this rivalry war. It's 3-1 to City, but if we win the Premier League, I think we've got a solid chance. Oh no, this is bad. Man City ended up winning the Carabao Cup. That puts them on 5 points in this rivalry war, and we're just on 1. And no way, boys, in the FA Cup final, we are going to be up against City. If we don't win this, City are going to force us to sell 150 million worth of players next season. I know City have got the better of us more times this season, but I feel like with the team we have, we can get a comeback here. And let's go. We needed that. The FA Cup is in the bag. Trophy number 11 for Man United. And also, the rivalry battle is now 5-3. It is in City's favour, but that is going to change as we do end up winning the Premier League. We're now leading Man City 6-5 in this rivalry battle. Plus, I think this is trophy number 12 for us. And it's the 3rd season where we finished above City in the Premier League. Let's go. Oh, and that is a relief. Evan Ferguson ended up winning the Golden Boot. That puts our lead to City at 7-5. Now, as long as Man City don't go on and win the Champions League, we're going to win this rivalry war, and one of our players is going to get a solid boost. And yep, looks like we've got nothing to worry about because PSG knocked out City, but we got knocked out by Barcelona as well. We could have completed the treble this season. But you know what? Couple of trophies, winning the rivalry war. I think I should be happy with what we've done. But also, who do we now give the +3 overall boost? You know what? I'm actually thinking this could be a tactical play, because I'm thinking next season we gotta replace Reece James because of his age. Maybe we can sign a right back and then instantly give that player a +3 boost. I think that's the play, so we'll keep it for next season. But now, challenges wise, we aren't looking that good trophies wise, but we just need 1 more Champions League. A treble is close as well. I can feel it. Let's just keep pushing. For season 8, the board are demanding more. They believe it's time for Man United to win the treble, the first since 1999. And if we fail to do so, the club will look to sell 2 of our first team players to balance the books. To be honest, I feel like it's time we push for the treble as well. The team is most definitely good enough. We still have a +3 overall booster we can give to one of our players. Now, budget-wise, we've got 232 million. Now, this could be a really smart signing, boys. And Dino Livramento, we could get him for around 50 million. And I know he's 86 rated, but if we use the overall boost on him, he's instantly going to be 89. Should be able to replace Reece James. I mean, this basically means that for 42 million, we're getting an 89 rated player. Absolute steal. Now, we still actually have a lot of cash left. And I'm looking at the attack, and Mbeumo is starting to look like the weakness. He's 33, going down in his overall. And there you go. Brian Mbeumo has been sold. He's actually been really good for us, man. Over 200 goals, I think he scored for us. But hey, even at 33, we've got a fee of 70 million for him. And I feel like now I can go big in the attack. Mr. Nonchalant himself, Michael Olise. Can you imagine him, Kvicha, and Evan Ferguson up top? And there's Olise in a Manchester United shirt. Surely now we've got the squad to try and win the treble. Now, looks like we are off to a good start. Community Shield in the bag. Trophy number 13. Also, we do end up winning the Premier League. Finishing above Man City. That's the key thing. Trophy number 14. And now in just one of the next couple of seasons, we finish above City. That's another one of our challenges done. Okay, we don't win the Carabao Cup. And Spurs knocked us out from the FA Cup, man. No treble again. And this is bad, guys. Because remember what the board said? No treble means that 2 of our first 11 players will get sold. And this is kind of crazy, bro, because we could win our 3rd Champions League finally. Okay, let's just focus on wrapping this up first. Can we beat Real Madrid? Yes, we can. In fact, we destroyed them. Trophy number 15 has been secured, and also the Champions League challenge is done. Season 9, and we're going to be losing out on 2 of our first 11 players. It could be Bellingham. It could be Morgan Rogers. I mean, it's going to be so hard to replace any of these players that go, and it's going to be the wheel that decides it. And we're spinning the wheel to see who is it going to be. Lewis Hall? No, 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 no. We literally grew him to a 94 overall. Just put me out of my misery. I know it's going to be Bellingham. Okay, it isn't. It's going to be Brantwaite. Couple of English players leaving. And just like that, both Brantwaite and Lewis Hall have been sold. And now we've got the big task of replacing 2 key English players. And to be honest, with 509 million, that should still be easy. But wait a minute. Manchester United are under FFP investigations. Apparently, we're still allowed to make signings this season. But if we do so, there's going to be a 50% chance that next season we'll get hit with an FFP ban. But if we don't make any transfers this season, we'll be in the all clear. And then next season, we'll be allowed to make more reinforcements. This is a tough decision, bro. Do I take the ban for next season and just go all in on improving the team this time around? I feel like since we do have Lenny Yoro at the club, as well as Patrick Dorgu, might just be smart to not make any transfers this season. See if we can win the treble this way. Because regardless, we still have some incredible players here. Bellingham, Mainu, Evan Ferguson up top. And despite not making the signings, we do manage to win the Premier League. Trophy number 16. Also, we finish above Man City, and that's the challenge complete. All we need to focus now is getting that trophy count up, as well as winning a treble. Now we do win the Community Shield, moving us up to 17 trophies. Make that 18 with the UEFA Super Cup, 19 with the Carabao Cup. No way, 20 with the FA Cup. So far, we've won everything in England. I can't believe this, boys. We win the Champions League. The treble is going to be on. Oh, but we won everything but the Champions League. Atletico Madrid knocked us out. That is crazy, bro. Somehow, though, we're taking this team into Season 10 with 20 trophies. So, yup, I feel it is possible for us to get to 25 if we win everything. Also, the treble, man. That is what we're chasing. Also, it looks like the FFP investigations have been concluded, and Manchester United are not guilty. We are free to do whatever we want in this final season. Oh, man. 342 million. Final season. I feel like Nuno Mendes might be the player. I know he's 33, but he's also 91 rated. But I still feel like Nuno's going to be huge. Meanwhile, I just found a crazy South African centre-back. 88 rated Tando Enyembe. By the way, plays for Newcastle. I feel like Newcastle fans just hate me, bro. I've signed so many of their players. And so this is our final squad that we've built for United. It really is all in or nothing. We need the treble. End of the season, and it does look like we clutched up the Community Shield. And this is important, because if we need to get to 25 trophies, we need to be perfect this season. Also, we do win the Carabao Cup, putting us up to 22, although it doesn't really count for the treble. But that we do need the FA Cup, which we do end up winning. 23 trophies now. Now, we weren't in the UEFA Super Cup because we didn't win the Champions League. So we're now going to have to rely on getting both the Premier League and Champions League in the bag. And well, we do manage to win the Premier League, and by a big margin. To be fair, after 10 seasons, our team is so dominant. Trophy number 24. And as long as we now win the Champions League, we'll get to 25 trophies and the treble. And we're off to a decent start, 5th in the league pace, then knocking out Bilbao in the round of 16, stomping through Sporting in the quarters, getting through Frankfurt in the semis, and all we gotta do is beat Real Madrid in the final. This is it. Honestly, this has been one of the most perfect takeovers we've done. We've built an incredible team. It's been such an awesome journey, but to top it off with the treble, completing all the challenges, that would be kind of special. And yes, we pulled it off. Kwiatkowski Kvaratskhelia with the winner. Morgan Rogers with the goal as well. 25 trophies secured with United and the treble. I think we definitely brought back the glory days at Man United. Now, if you want to see me take over Real Madrid for 10 seasons, click here.